Hamlet promised his thoughts to be bloody when he saw Fortinbras take these 20,000 men to fight for a patch of land in Poland. But he also had already planned on getting his revenge on Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. Remember, they want to murder him, and they've got these letters from the king. Hamlet, finally alone with Horatio, explains what happened. There was a kind of fighting in me that would not let me sleep, so I lay worse than the mutinies in the bilboes, rashly, and praised the rashness for us. Let us know our indiscretion sometimes serves us well, when our deep plots do pall, and should teach us there's a divinity that shapes our ends. It's almost instinct or something pulling us. I don't know if that's what he's going for. This is most certain. So he's in the boat, up from the cabin, my sea gown scarfed around me in the dark, groped I to find, had my desire, fingered their packet, and in fine withdrew to mine own room, making so bold my fears, forgetting manners, to unseal their grand commission. Where I found Horatio, an exact command, larded with many several sorts of reasons, importing Denmark's health and England too. So this is a political move between Denmark and England. Such bugs and goblins in my life, that on the supervised no leisure bated, no not to stay the grinding of the axe, my head should be struck off. Okay? So the letter says, behead Hamlet. Is it possible? Yeah, you can read it here. Being thus be netted round with villainies, ere I could make a prologue of my brains, they had begun the play. I sat me down. Okay, so he writes a play. I devised a new commission, wrote it fair. I once did hold it, as the status do, a baseness to write fair, and laboured much how to forget that learning. But, sir, now it did me yeoman service. Wilt thou know the effect of what I wrote? An earnest, he could fake the king's language, it seems. An earnest conjuration for the king, as England was his faithful tributary, as love between them like the palm might flourish, as peace should stiff her wheaten garland wear, and stand a comma tween their armies, and many such like ashes of great charge, that on the view and knowing of these contents, without debatement further, more or less, we should the bearers put to sudden death. No shriving time allowed, no praying. Instant death for R and G, no praying. Brutal. Brutal, again. Now they don't get to be saved. That's revenge. Right? For him it is. How's it sealed? Why, even that was heaven ordinate. I had my father's signet in my purse, which was the model of the Danish seal, folded the writ up in form of the other, subscribed it, gave the impression, placed it safely. So he had his father's ring to seal it. So Guildenstern and Rosencrantz go to it. Why, man, they did make love to this employment. They loved being spies. They are not near my conscience. Not, nor is anyone, it seems. No guilt. Their defeat does their own institution grow. 'Tis dangerous when the baser nature comes between the pass and fell incense points of mighty opposite. What kind of king is this? Does it not, thinks thee, stand me now upon? He that hath... So he says it again. Here it comes up, almost forgotten. He that hath killed my king, whored my mother, popped in between the election and my hopes. This is a huge, huge point. Election, hopes. He took my crown. He killed the king, my dad. He whored my mother, and he took my crown. There, that's what he's interested in. Thrown at his angle for my proper life, and with such cozenage, isn't it a perfect conscience to quit him with this arm? Is it not to be damned to let this canker of our nature come in further evil? Won't I be damned to allow him, i.e., I have to kill him? It must be shortly known to him from England what is the issue of the business there. He's going to find out. It will be short. The interim is mine, and a man's life no more than to say one. I'm sorry, good Horatio, that to Laertes I forgot myself. For by the image of my cause, I have a father murdered. He does too. Yeah, except you're the murderer, dude. I see the portraiture of his image, portraiture. I'll court his favors, but sure the bravery of his grief did put me in a towering passion. I kind of got a bit intense there because he was filled. The bravery is a weird word of his grief. I really regret what I did at the funeral, seemingly. So here we have Hamlet giving an account of this cold-blooded, well, he didn't murder, but he set Rosencrantz and Guildenstern up for murder. He specifically didn't give them shriving time, no praying time. He's getting cold. He's getting calculated. He has a very small amount of time before we hear from England. And he kind of reflects on his behavior with Laertes. You should reflect on how different Hamlet seems here than before he left. How seemingly strategic, calm, focused, and directed, seems to me anyway, here today.